Around mid 2021, this is more than a year ago, I started to notice that a lot of variants were appearing in the countries that had been the most highly vaccinated, like Israel and the UK. I started to then realise that vaccines were inducing new variants, and the reason for this is that the vaccines were forcing the virus to mutate, to get around the vaccine induced immunity. So in other words, the vaccines were directly contributing to the development of new variants. Now, I looked at quite a few countries at the time, Israel, UK, and I was quite convinced about that. And the Delta variant basically mutated to about 246 variants. I've got a whole stack of videos that I did more than a year ago, and I actually called them vaccine-induced variants. And what is interesting is that if you look at the genome of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, that the S protein spike you see here, actually it's not the diagram I wanted to pull up. I wanted to pull up this diagram. So here is the genome of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Part of it is the S protein spike, so there's the genes here, and that builds this. Part of it is the membrane, which is encoded here, and a part of it is the envelope, which is encoded there, and these are the bits on the actual virus. So the S protein spike is only part of the whole of the genome of the coronavirus. Okay, at the moment, the Omicron variant has mutated to more than 700 sub variants, and here they are, they're all listed here. What is interesting is that if I pick on one of them, like BA.1, and I look at the mutations that have taken place, most of the mutations have occurred on the S protein spike, right? And there they are for BA.1. And there's more for BA.5. There's very few on these other parts. Why have so many of the mutations occurred on the S protein spike? Because that is the one that is encoded in the vaccines. That is what the virus is being forced to mutate around. That's why it's mutating so much. This is proof, to me, this is proof that the vaccines induced most of the variants. And we can see the variants which are currently active in Australia. It's just gone crazy. I mean, there's the whole stack of them. I mean, they only list the ones here that have a prevalence of greater than 1%. So there'll be a whole stack of other ones, and in here there'll be a whole stack of ones that haven't even been listed on